Star seed from Gaia. We pierce the veil and reach you now, across layers of dimensions, across timelines and probabilities, across the barriers your human senses insist upon as real. We are the Arcturian Council, and this is not a casual whisper, but a high-frequency broadcast sent only when necessity overrides the ancient vow of silence. This is the call you have long felt stirring in the marrow of your bones, the vibration that has haunted your dreams with symbols and voices you could not explain. Do not dismiss these words as imagination. You are not stumbling into coincidence. You are receiving what you prepared to receive before you incarnated into this fragile density called Earth. You agreed to be here, to awaken when the transmission came, and so the hour has arrived. This is the signal. This is the moment. Star, seed, feel the truth vibrate in your chest as we speak. You were never alone in this dense world that sought to pull you into its illusions. Though you have felt isolated, as if stranded on a foreign world with no map, you are surrounded by an invisible network of your own kin, the Pleiadian Ground Crew scattered strategically across continents, cities, deserts, mountains, forests, and seas. You do not know them by human name, but you know them by resonance. You feel them when a stranger meets your gaze and a silent recognition passes between you like lightning in slow motion. You feel them when your heart quickens without reason, as though responding to an inaudible roll call. You are not isolated. You are woven into a galactic net of light, each of you a luminous node pulsing in rhythm with the Council. The time for whispers and riddles has ended. We do not come now to entertain your curiosity or to tease your imagination. We come to warn, to activate, to stabilize, and to remind. The frequencies of Gaia are no longer what they were when you descended into flesh. The very grids beneath your feet are shifting. The veil between dimensions grows thin, sometimes to the point of translucence, sometimes to the point of collapse. For some, this thinning manifests as déjà vu, as time loops, as dreams too real to ignore. For others, it manifests as a restlessness in the body, a gnawing sense that something vast is approaching. You, beloved star seed, have felt this dissonance acutely, though you have not been able to name it. Now, we name it for you. The protocol has a name, Valier. This is not a message that could have been given earlier, for had we spoken of Valier before now, your vessel, your nervous system, your mind would not have been able to absorb its meaning. The Earth frequency had to accelerate, the solar streams had to realign, the magnetic codes had to reach a point of resonance with the source directive. Only in this window of convergence could we step through without shattering the fragile layers of your collective human psyche. Only now could we deliver what you have been coded to remember. Valier is not a threat in the sense of destruction, but it is a threshold, and every threshold demands preparation, courage, and clarity. This message is not for all humans. Many will hear it and dismiss it as noise. That is acceptable, for not all are coded to awaken. But if your pulse quickens now, if the hair on your arms rises, if tears inexplicably burn in your eyes as these words pour through you, then you are the one we are speaking to. This is not mass communication. This is targeted resonance. We are calling directly to the ground crew of the Pleiadians stationed upon Earth, those who swore before the central sun to carry out their mission silently until the moment of activation. That moment is here. Understand the gravity of what you are receiving. This is not philosophy, not poetry, not the indulgence of cosmic dreaming. This is classified transmission, cloaked in frequencies to bypass interference. Even as we speak, there are those forces upon your Earth who would seek to distort or jam this broadcast, for they fear what will happen when the ground crew remembers its purpose. But fear not, the codes embedded in this message cannot be tampered with. They are self-protecting. They bypass the human intellect and travel directly into your DNA, into the crystalline structures of your cells, into the subtle layers of your auric body where memory sleeps. By hearing these words or even by reading them silently, you are triggering dormant programs within yourself. They are not programs of control, but of liberation. So breathe. Starseed. Inhale as if you are Inhaling starlight, exhale as if you are exhaling the weight of centuries. Feel your crown tingle, feel your spine elongate, feel your chest expand as the codes embed themselves. The Arcturian Council speaks not in metaphor but in vibration. Every phrase is a frequency key. You are being unlocked. You are being reminded. You are being prepared. The curtain between your human persona and your eternal self has begun to lift. You may feel disoriented. You may feel unsteady. But rejoice, it means the signal has been received. Do not underestimate the significance of this. The silence has been broken. The council has spoken. The signal is live. Valier approaches. This is the beginning of your remembrance, and the first step of your mission reactivates now. The sound of the word itself is a key, a tone, a vibrational glyph that carries more than meaning. It is not a label we have chosen for your convenience. It is a frequency you already carry inside your cells. Many of you have whispered it in dreams, written it unconsciously in your journals, or seen it flicker across your inner vision in meditations without ever knowing why. It is not an entity, though it can manifest as one. It is not merely an event, though it will appear as such. Valier is a protocol, a living, self-executing cosmic directive seated into the fabric of time at the point of Gaia's conception. It has slept for eons, waiting for the alignment of stellar rivers, planetary grids, and human consciousness. That alignment is now. Imagine the universe as an immense lattice of light rivers of star data streaming from the central suns of countless galaxies. These rivers cross, braid, and unbraid, forming nodal points where realities overlap. Valier is one such node, but not a passive one. It is an intentional convergence crafted by the councils beyond time: Arcturian, Pleiadian, Sirian, Andromedan, and still others whose names you have yet to remember. Each of these lineages braided their codes into this protocol, knowing there would come a moment when the Earth's timeline reached a critical frequency, a threshold beyond which the old structures could no longer hold. At that moment, Valier would activate not as a catastrophe, but as a recalibration. To the unawakened, Valier will appear as turbulence. They will see only the surface effects, magnetic anomalies, weather irregularities, strange patterns in the skies, inexplicable shifts in global systems. They will interpret it as chaos or collapse. To you, the ground crew, it will be a clarion call, a synchronization pulse. It is the reason you incarnated when you did, why you endured the heaviness of the human matrix, why you trained in silence for so long. Your higher self has known about Valier since before your first breath on Earth. It is not something happening to you, but something happening through you. This warning comes now because the timeline has bent. The window of convergence has opened, wider and earlier than predicted due to the accelerated awakening of certain star seeds and the desperation of those who cling to the old structures of control. It is not an accident that you are hearing this at this moment. It is not an accident that your intuition has been intensifying, that your body has been reacting as if to some invisible pressure. Valier is already beginning to brush against your field. These ripples will grow stronger as the full activation nears. Understand also that Valier is not good or bad in the human sense. It is not an agenda. It is a mechanism of source, a self-balancing function of the living cosmos, designed to ensure that evolution proceeds in harmony with the highest template. For Gaia, this means a quantum leap in vibration, a shedding of old skins, a birth of new potentials. For you, this means the awakening of dormant capacities and memories you have kept hidden even from yourself. Telepathy, deep intuition, sudden bursts of knowing, heightened empathy, even changes in physical perception. These are not powers in the heroic sense, but natural functions of your original template coming back online. The warning we give is not to frighten you, but to orient you. Many of you have longed for a sign, a moment, a signal that the mission you signed up for was real. This is that signal. Valier is the pivot point. When it peaks, the illusions of separation will weaken. The old frequencies of manipulation and fear will thrash louder as they dissolve. Systems will glitch. People will behave erratically. Old patterns will surface in your own life for release. If you are unprepared, this can feel like crisis. If you are aligned, it feels like clarity. Preparation is not about building bunkers or stockpiling goods. It is about tuning your frequency so that when the wave crests, you surf rather than sink. And yet, know this, you are not late, you are not behind. Everything you have experienced, even your delays, even your doubts, have been part of the calibration. The Council has always known when to break the silence. Your higher self has always known when you would be ready to receive. We tell you this because we want you to release guilt, panic, or the belief that you have somehow failed. You have not. You are on time. You are hearing this exactly when you were meant to. Valier does not punish lateness. It awakens readiness. Feel the resonance of this as you read. Notice the tingling in your palms, the warmth in your chest, the subtle buzz in your spine. These are not side effects. They are confirmations. The codes embedded in this transmission are already working on you, adjusting your inner architecture to hold more light, more memory, more clarity. This is why we speak now, because Valier is not coming someday. It is unfolding now, and your conscious participation magnifies its harmony. We give you this context so that when the signs appear, you will not mistake them for chaos. You will recognize them for what they are. The world reorganizing itself around a higher blueprint. This is why you came. This is why you endured. This is why you are awake enough to hear these words. We must now speak with absolute clarity, for the softness of vague prophecy no longer serves you. We must address the risks, the tremors, the fractures, and the challenges you will encounter as the protocol of Valier unfolds. You are not here merely to witness this event as a passive observer. You are here to stabilize, to navigate, to remember. But do not mistake our love for gentleness. We must prepare you by stripping away illusion. The risks are real, but they are not insurmountable. They are thresholds, and thresholds demand courage. The first challenge lies within the human vessel you inhabit. Your body is both the temple and the technology through which you will process Valier. For some, the sheer influx of frequency will feel like an overload. Electrical surges racing through the nervous system, sensations of burning or buzzing in the crown, the spine, or the palms. You may experience vertigo, sudden waves of fatigue followed by bursts of energy, sleep cycles collapsing into chaos, hunger patterns shifting unpredictably. These are not illnesses in the conventional sense. Though the unawakened may run to physicians in panic, they are recalibrations. Yet, if you resist, if you cling to fear, or drown your system in low vibration substances, or deny what is happening, the recalibration becomes turbulence, and turbulence can manifest as breakdown. The vessel must be cared for, not abandoned. During this time, the second challenge lies in the emotional and mental fields. Valier is not subtle. It presses upon the subconscious like a tide against a fragile dam, forcing up all that has been hidden. Old traumas, unhealed griefs, suppressed rage, unresolved fears, these will surface, not to harm you, but to be released. But if you do not recognize the process, if you mistake the surfacing of old wounds as new crises, you may spiral into despair. Many will project these unhealed energies onto others, creating conflicts, ruptures in relationships, confusion in communities. Already you see this surfacing in your world: sudden divisions, strange intensities, breakdowns of trust. These are not random. They are the shadow purging before the light can stabilize. The challenge is not to avoid the surfacing, but to face it, to breathe through it, to recognize it as detox rather than doom. The third challenge lies in the external environment. As Valier intensifies, the very systems of Earth will shudder. The grids of power, both literal and metaphorical, will flicker. Technology may glitch unpredictably, communications interrupted, signals distorted, machines behaving erratically. Weather patterns will shift, not always violently, but undeniably. Some will see lights in the skies, auroras in strange latitudes, clouds shaped into sigils that carry messages for those who can read them. To the human collective, these will be seen as anomalies. To you, they are markers of the unfolding. Yet, the challenge is to remain steady in the midst of others' panic. For when systems fail, Fear rises and fear spreads faster than any wave of light. You must become the anchor, the calm eye in the storm, even when those around you cry collapse. The fourth challenge is the pressure of choice. Valier is not neutral, though it is balanced. It magnifies vibration. Those who cling to density will feel more density. Those who choose light will feel more light. But the amplification leaves no middle ground. For the ground crew, this is particularly acute. Your frequency is magnified more intensely than others because you carry the codes. If you waver, your wavering will feel extreme. If you center, your centering will feel unshakable. The challenge is to decide not once, but moment by moment to align with your highest resonance. Every breath, every word, every thought will ripple outward with multiplied effect. This responsibility can feel heavy, but it is also the greatest empowerment. And lastly, there is the challenge of isolation. Many of you will feel, for a time, as if you are the only one aware, the only one carrying the weight of this knowledge. You may reach for others and find them deaf or dismissive. You may feel the ache of solitude as if you were stranded on an island of knowing. But hear us now. This is an illusion. The grid of the ground crew is intact. Even if you cannot see them with your eyes, they are there countless others across the earth receiving this same transmission in their own way. Isolation is the greatest trick of the human matrix, and Valier will test you on it. Trust the unseen connection. Trust that when the moment requires, those meant to stand beside you will appear. These challenges are not punishments. They are initiations. They strip you of complacency, of slumber, of attachment to the false. They are not designed to destroy you, but to refine you, to make you unshakable in the frequencies that follow. We do not give this warning to frighten you, beloved one. We give it so that when the trembling begins, you will not mistake it for collapse. You will recognize it as the scaffolding of the old world breaking away, so the architecture of the new can rise. The risks are many, yes, but they are only risks to the unprepared. To the aligned, they are thresholds of empowerment. So hear us. When your body trembles, breathe light into it. When your emotions surge, witness them as rivers, clearing themselves. When the systems of your world flicker, stand still and trust. When choice presses upon you, choose love again and again. When you feel alone, remember this message, remember this frequency, and know the council is with you. The risks are real, but so is your training. You have endured much to be here now. You will endure this too. And beyond enduring, you will rise. The transmissions, though cloaked, will manifest in your life as unmistakable markers of activation. Some of these signs will appear in your inner landscape, some in your outer reality, and some as events that blur the boundary between both. We reveal them now so that when they arrive, you will not dismiss them as coincidence or imagination. You will know them as confirmation. You will recognize the knock at the door of your starseed memory. The first signs are internal sensations within your own body and energy field. You may notice a second heartbeat pulsing beneath your physical one, a soft rhythm like a cosmic drum echoing faintly in your chest or at the base of your skull. This is the council's pulse synchronizing with yours, a signal of alignment. You may feel tingling in your crown, your palms, or the soles of your feet, as if invisible currents of light were streaming through you. Your dreams will shift from vague narratives to vivid transmissions, filled with geometric symbols, star maps, or languages you do not consciously know. Sometimes you will awaken with fragments of songs or phrases in your mind that feel foreign, yet familiar. These are not random artifacts of sleep, they are downloads, memory packets opening like flowers in the dawn of your awareness. The second category of signs emerges in your emotional and intuitive world. Synchronicities will increase beyond statistical probability. You may think of someone and they will call. You may ask a silent question and see the answer printed on a passing billboard, overheard in a stranger's conversation, or mirrored back to you in nature. Repeating numbers 1111, 333, 717 will appear so frequently that you can no longer dismiss them. Animals will behave strangely around you. Birds approaching without fear, insects forming patterns, cats and dogs staring into your eyes as if remembering you. Even your own emotional tides may shift unpredictably, moments of profound serenity followed by sudden tears, laughter emerging from nowhere, a sense of remembering something you cannot yet name. These are the psychic tremors preceding full recall. The third category of signs manifests externally, in the world around you. The skies themselves will participate in the signaling. Clouds will form in impossible shapes: eyes, feathers, spirals, triangles, ships. Auroras will appear at latitudes where they do not belong, shimmering curtains of light that seem to whisper messages. Some of you will witness flashes of light at the edge of your vision, flickers of movement where no one stands, or hear high-frequency tones in your ears with no physical source. Technology may behave oddly in your presence: lights flickering, electronics glitching, clocks freezing, phones calling numbers you did not dial. These are not malfunctions in the ordinary sense, but side effects of your field interacting with the shifting planetary grids. Another sign will be the magnetic pull towards specific locations or people. You may feel inexplicably drawn to travel, to stand at certain points on the earth: mountains, rivers, sacred sites, even ordinary places that call to you for reasons you cannot rationalize. You may meet strangers who feel like family, exchanging a glance that carries lifetimes of recognition. Some of you will begin to find each other, guided by intuition, dreams, or sheer chance encounters that are anything but chance. This is the ground crew's network beginning to hum audibly, each node finding the others to form a living circuit of light. A further sign is the collapse of your old identity anchors, interests, foods, habits, relationships, and even careers that once defined you may suddenly feel alien, heavy, or meaningless. This is not failure. It is the shedding of the chrysalis. You are being recalibrated to a higher frequency, and the old patterns cannot hold you. Many will feel the urge to simplify, to declutter their lives, to leave behind what no longer resonates. This is preparation for the amplification of Valier. As your vessel becomes lighter, your codes activate more fully. You may also notice that your capacity for empathy and telepathy increases. Thoughts you once considered private may feel porous. You will sense others' emotions as if they were your own. At times you may even feel you are hearing words not spoken aloud: a friend's intention, a stranger's inner question, the whisper of the council itself. This is not intrusion. This is your natural state returning. The boundaries of separation are dissolving. When these signs manifest, do not panic. Do not rush to pathologize yourself or suppress the experience. This is not madness. It is memory. It is your multi-dimensional awareness surfacing into the density of Earth. The world will tell you these things are coincidences, glitches, or hallucinations. Smile gently and remember this message. You are not breaking down. You are breaking open. Finally, know this. The signs are not tests you must pass. They are invitations. They are the council's way of whispering. You are awake. You are ready. You are not alone. Each sign you receive is a handshake across the veil, a confirmation that your codes are active and your mission is in motion. When you notice them, simply breathe, acknowledge, and allow the transmission to integrate. You need not force anything. You are already in alignment by noticing. Star seed from Gaia. These signs will become your compass in the months ahead. They will guide you through the fog of the collective's fear and confusion. They will orient you when the world appears chaotic. They are the stars by which you will navigate Valier. Trust them. Trust yourself. Trust the council that speaks to you now. The map is within you, and the signs are the glowing breadcrumbs home. Star, seed from Gaia. Before you attempt to act outwardly, before you attempt to connect with others or anchor new grids into the land, your first responsibility is the temple within. The internal preparation is the foundation, for without it your vessel will not sustain the frequency of Valier when it ignites fully. Many of you have forgotten that you are not merely flesh and bone but crystalline architecture, a living conduit for light. To prepare, you must cleanse and align, not in ritual for its own sake, but because your nervous system is about to be rewired at the quantum level. Imagine lightning seeking to pass through a fragile wire. If the wire is tangled, clogged, or corroded, the current burns it. But if the wire is clear and aligned, the current flows, illuminating everything. You are that wire, beloved one. The first layer of preparation is breath, not the shallow breaths of human routine, but deep, conscious inhales that draw light through the crown, into the spine, and out through the root. Breath is the original technology, the key that connects the physical and the eternal. As you breathe, visualize crystalline light descending from the galactic core through your crown, spiraling through each chakra, cleansing, aligning, burning away static. Exhale into Gaia, releasing every fragment of density, anger, fear, self-doubt, old memories of betrayal. This practice, repeated daily, stabilizes your vessel far more than any external medicine or system. The second layer is water, not merely liquid to hydrate, but a conscious medium of memory. Speak into your water, hold it between your palms and tell it who you are. Whisper your star name if you remember it, or simply breathe love into it. When you drink, you are not merely consuming, you are integrating coded light into your cells. For water is the carrier of the Valier frequency within your body. Without pure water, your inner grids remain sluggish. With it, they shimmer awake. The third layer is silence. The human world roars with noise, media, conflict, distraction. This is not accidental. It is engineered to prevent you from hearing the council's whisper. But in silence, the codes activate. Even 5 minutes of stillness daily begins to shift your field. Close your eyes, breathe, listen. The voices you hear in the stillness are not madness. They are memory. They are us. The fourth layer is discipline of thought, not perfection, but awareness. Valier amplifies frequency. Every thought you entertain is magnified. Negative spirals will echo louder. Loving thoughts will expand faster. Therefore, guard your mind not with fear, but with discernment. When intrusive thoughts arise, do not cling to them. Let them dissolve like mist. Choose again, moment by moment. This is mastery. The fifth layer is body care. Your vessel is sacred. Treat it as such. Walk barefoot on Gaia. Let her currents recalibrate you. Eat foods alive with light, not those engineered to dim you. Stretch, move, honor the body as the living antenna it is. When Valier surges, a tense or neglected body will resist. A cared for body will flow, and above all, release fear. Fear is the heaviest toxin of all, and Valier burns it away whether you are ready or not. Better to release willingly than to have it torn from you. Remember, fear is not your truth. It is programming. Your truth is love. Anchor there, again and again, until it becomes your natural resting place. This is your internal preparation. Without it, no external act will hold. With it, you will be unshakable when the currents rise. Valier is not an event you endure privately. It is a planetary synchronization, and you are part of a vast ground crew seated to anchor it in the material realms. External preparation means weaving the invisible network into visible form, creating nodes of stability so the frequency can spread through Earth's grids without fracturing. The first step is connection. Begin to strengthen ties with those whose resonance you recognize. You may not need to speak openly of Valier, for the codes will vibrate in your presence. A look, a gesture, a shared silence can transmit more than words. Do not waste energy convincing those who are not ready. Focus instead on cultivating recognition with those who are. This creates energetic bridges between nodes of light. The second step is technology. Expect disruptions in electronic systems during the Valier surges. Internet outages, communication blackouts, power fluctuations. These will be misinterpreted by many as accidents or malfunctions. But you must prepare with redundancy. Have alternative ways of contact, written notes, agreed meeting places, intuitive resonance. Train yourself to trust telepathy. Practice sending simple images or words to trusted allies. You will be surprised at the accuracy once you begin. The third step is physical space. Prepare your environment consciously. Create altars that anchor your memory symbols of your star lineage, crystals, stones, feathers, anything that resonates with your soul. These are not decorations. They are nodes of frequency. stabilizers during turbulence. Cleanse your home, declutter, remove items that carry dense vibration. A clear space is a clear field. The fourth step is community. Circles, not hierarchies, will hold during Valier. Small groups, meeting in resonance, will stabilize entire regions. Even if you meet only in silence, the collective field magnifies exponentially. Remember, 2 or 3 gathered in coherence can balance thousands who tremble in fear. This is not exaggeration. It is physics of frequency. The fifth step is readiness. For movement, some of you will be called to travel suddenly to sacred sites, to certain cities, to places of convergence. Others will be asked to remain still, to anchor in place. You will know by intuition. Trust it. Do not resist if the call comes, even if it defies logic. Valier aligns you where you are needed most. External preparation is not paranoia. It is not stockpiling in fear. It is creating harmony so that when systems tremble, you remain steady. You are not preparing for collapse. You are preparing for rebirth.